Welcome to the next chess video of mine. This time I show you the game between Stockfish from the 1st of May 2018 against the Stockfish development from the 1st of May 2018 versus wasp 3.0. I let them play the Russian system of the Grünfeld defense, which arises after the moves d4, knight f6, c4, g6, knight c3, d5. The Grünfeld takes, not taking, but rather queen here, pawn takes, bishop here, e4, castling, and knight to f3. And now the first move calculated by the engine wasp is the theory move, one of the theoretical moves, bishop to g4. So let's see what Stockfish comes up with. Maybe something like d5, e5, attacking the knight. The knight hovels back to, I don't know, maybe here, or if you take, then taking there, you lose a piece because two pieces are hanging, so you have to move the knight, so probably here to prepare c5, and then maybe something like bishop e2, c5, taking there. I don't know if c5 is working though. This particular case, maybe c5 takes, and no, not knight takes, of course not, and knight here, and then it's very hard to defend this pawn right here. So maybe c5 is possible. I don't know, maybe bishop f4 now, and if you go queen here, then maybe even something like this, takes, and then you have a very nice pawn here on the d file. So maybe this isn't so great, this c5 in this position. So bishop here, what's the move? Maybe f6, or maybe even knight to e8, so that you can play f6 here, and oh no, you cannot, because the pawn is pinned to the king. So maybe a3 now to kick the queen in the next move, then castling. Okay, we have a move there. Stockfish decides not to go for e5, but rather to go for bishop to e3 to stop maybe c5 and to prepare castling queenside. Wasp maybe takes here, shattering the pawn structure, but this would open up the g file. But I don't know, maybe something like knight here, then e5, that goes back, and maybe even e6 takes, queen takes with check, rook here, and h4. This is could be a strong attack here. I quite like white's position, but black is still in theory, so it's not, it shouldn't be that bad for black, but I like white's position here. Okay, we have knight goes back to knight f to d7. We have, okay, maybe castling now, bishop takes, pawn takes, and c5. No, c5 doesn't work here. Maybe c6, e5 also doesn't work that good. Well, let's see, e5 takes, bishop takes, and bishop here, exchanging this strong bishop. and now black has difficulties to develop, and h4 h5 is coming, so e5 probably not. Let's see. Would be for castling. Let's see what Stockfish comes up with. Maybe even bishop to e2 to avoid this double pawns here, and then maybe knight here to attack the queen. Queen goes there. Okay, queen goes there immediately. After knight b to d7, the queen hovels back to b3. Maybe knight to b6 now, followed by knight to c6. Very interesting game though. What's Wasp's next move? Maybe something like b6 because the pawn is attacked. b6 maybe, followed by c5. Castling of stopping c5, takes, and maybe queen here to go c5 next. King to b1 and c5, and black has equalized. I think quite comfortable though, with a very nice position. So let's see what black comes up with. We have the move knight b6. Okay, the move I first looked at, knight b6. What's the plan here? After rook d1 or castling or bishop b2, I will play bishop b2. Maybe knight b8 to d7, knight 8 to d7. Then castling and c5. No, c5 doesn't work here. c6 maybe. Rook to here to prepare c5, but then maybe knight here, then you just exchange it. Let's see. Okay, black's position is not that bad, but okay. I'm not a Grünfeld expert though, but I try to analyze this game and try to get better in the Grünfeld with white and with black, although Mark is never playing the Grünfeld with black. Yeah, we have the move knight queen b3 and knight to b6, and now the move, not this one, move rook to d1, x-raying the queen, so maybe the queen goes to c8, preparing some c5 push. At least I would go to c8 now. Queen c8 to prepare maybe knight to d, knight 8 d7 and c5, and also the rook can come to the d file. But okay, other options for black, maybe the move, yeah, other more options, I don't see really other options. I will go queen to c8. Okay, we have a move here, we have the move e6. Let's see, was d5 a threat or is d5 a threat? Let's see, d5, bishop takes knight, pawn takes knight, takes here, takes there, takes here, and c4, and you lose a knight here. So you cannot go, so white could go e5 here, d5, what does it do? Maybe now queen c8 takes, queen takes, bishop takes, and knight to c6 following. So, and this should be around equal. No real advantage for both sides. So d5, queen to c8. Maybe not taking there, but maybe even pushing even one step further. Takes, and then rook takes. And you have a very active rook there, but also the queen is active here. So maybe bishop takes with check, queen takes, and knight here. But then you lose a pawn, probably. This is also under attack. Yeah, well, but you get the pawn back immediately. The rook x-rays pawn, so... Let's see, very interesting position though, after the move d6. Here, pawn takes, rook takes, bishop takes, knight here takes. I thought that the engine will go for this, but it's an option to go d5 here. But we have to move bishop e2. Okay, before attacking you should develop your pieces. Now maybe knight here, d5, pawn takes, bishop takes, and knight here maybe to threaten this pawn. Well, it's not really threatened because c4 would pin it, but queen here maybe. Yeah, but this looks better for white though. White has the bishop pair and much better position. Okay, we have to move knight c6. I would go for d5 now. Let's see what Stockfish comes up with. d5, d takes, bishop takes, and knight here, castles, and queen here. And the position looks better for white. But let's see. Maybe not d5. Maybe something else. Maybe after d5 black doesn't have to take. Black can go knight back immediately. Takes is nothing for white, and pushing the pawn is also not that great. So maybe here, and white can even play for something like f5 maybe in the future, or c6 if this square is under control. So maybe queen to b8, rook to f8, and then you have this square here under control a little bit more. So I don't know. So d5, not maybe e5, but then you give this square here for the knight. Knight takes, yeah, we have to move e5. Knight takes, queen takes, pawn takes, and this should be around equal. Maybe the knight hovels back then. The rook comes to the c file and c5, so this should be around equal, this position. Maybe with a slight advantage for white, but nothing more. So e5, we could have this move knight here, queen takes. But I doubt Stockfish will go for the exchanges. So maybe knight here to here, or the other option is just take the pawn here, attacking the knight goes here attacking the queen goes here attacking the knight, and where's the knight going? So probably c5 now to defend the knight and go something like rook b1 and this position, but it should be better for white, something like this, not exactly this line but something like this. Okay, that's why we don't have this knight here. We have instead the move a5, trying to go a4 to kick the queen maybe from the square to be able to play knight to d5. So maybe a4 now to stop this. And then maybe queen here to defend the pawn, to go knight here or rook here next. Then castling, rook to d8, and now you're ready to play knight to d5, the blockading move. Maybe d5. But d5 loses a pawn actually. I think takes. And then you can take here and take this, also that pawn. So d5 doesn't work. So maybe something like this, and black should be okay in that position. Let's see what Stockfish comes up with. Maybe an in-between move after all. Maybe this one takes, and then a4. Where is the queen going? Queen might go here. Knight here. Knight takes, pawn takes. How's this position? I think a slight edge for white because of the bishop pair in the center, but black has no problems either. No big problems. The queen is a little bit funny placed on a3. Okay, so yeah, h3 maybe, followed by a5, queen here. Maybe the queen goes there even. Maybe even here. This looks better actually. Stopping knight d5. Then maybe a6 to activate the rook on the a file and create a form pawn. Maybe now b3. Now this knight is a little weak, but it's okay. Black has to find a plan, but also white has to find a plan. Let's see what are the moves. After h3 it's also possible to play a4 immediately. Queen goes there, but it's something like a transposition. I will go for a4. No, not after this. I will go for a4 immediately to stop this a4 from black. But let's see. Let's see. Then we have the move h3 by Stockfish development. Now maybe the in between move a4. Queen goes to c2 or b5. Let's look at queen c2. Bishop takes here because otherwise the bishop will be trapped. Bishop has to take there. Bishop takes, and white has the bishop pair and some space in the center, but black's position is also fine. Black could maybe go for something like a3 here, b3, and activate the rook somehow on the 5th rank, on the 8th A rank, on the A file, sorry. And white can castle next move, prepare maybe d5. Let's see, it's an interesting position though. What's black's plans here? Maybe knight here now. Knight takes, pawn takes. Castling. Knight here. Rook here and c6. And everything should be solid on black's side. Very good position for both sides, I would say. Good position, playable position for both sides. Maybe the knight comes to f5, so maybe you should stop this somehow. But then f5 maybe. Knight takes f5. If pawn takes, then knight takes. Attacking the bishop right here. Good position. Though this bishop is blocked in, this bishop is blocked in, so this is maybe how black could play this position. Yeah, we have the move a4 and queen to d2, c2, and now black should capture the bishop there and play for something like a3 maybe, b6, b3, knight here takes castles, and knight here. This seems to be a logical continuation. But okay, maybe Stockfish finds something else here. But before you should really capture on... Oh, we don't have the capture. We have bishop f5 attacking the queen. Okay. Where's the queen going? Either, yeah, somewhere here, I think. To have this battery here on the bishop, and now maybe g4 is threatened, although after g4 the bishop... Yeah, the bishop is trapped, so you have to do something with the bishop. Maybe have to play like h5 here to stop g4. But now maybe the knight comes in here attacking the bishop. Now maybe a3, knight takes, pawn takes, queen takes. Okay, this I don't like for white. Maybe here, and then I don't know, maybe knight here, knight takes, queen takes, knight takes, e takes, bishop here, bishop takes, queen takes. Yeah, there is a queen near black's king, but I don't think it's that bad for black. Okay, we have a move here, same idea, or basically the same move. No, not here. So this move here. Now h5, probably. At least I will play h5. Everything else I don't see, because g4 is threatened. So let's see the evaluations from both engines. Stockfish thinks white is better, and wasp thinks it's around equal still. A little bit better for white, but okay. If I were black here, I would go for h5. Stop g4. Then maybe something like this immediate. Oh, we have a move though. We have a move. We have the move knight to d5. What happens if I go g4? Here, where is the bishop going? Knight takes here maybe. If queen takes, then the bishop has a square here. But you can go f takes and the bishop is trapped. Oh, okay, I see now the idea. You don't take the bishop, you take the knight, attacking the rook, and if you take here, then the bishop has a square right there, attacking the knight, also going here. So this also copes with the g4 threat. And if you just take it, then maybe even queen takes. So I doubt Stockfish will take this knight. I doubt it. Knight to d5 we have, and maybe castling here. Okay, knight takes here, pawn takes. I also doubt this because it strengthens white's center. So maybe something else here. Maybe h5 nevertheless, just to be sure. And yeah, but after this, I doubt h5 is gonna be played after castling. Yeah, we have to move castles. Now maybe a3. b3, and now knight takes. Then you have to take with the queen. And then maybe bishop here. To have a beautiful square here on the d5 on d5. Maybe with plans of f6 to attack the center. Maybe even the knight hovels here to here or something. We will see what the engines will come up with. We have to move castles, and now I think knight a3. I think a3 followed by, at least I will play a3, followed by knight takes and bishop here. Also possible is knight to here, maybe, to try to go c5 or c6 and to solidify this knight even more. You still cannot trap the bishop with g4 because the knight takes here and bishop e4 will save the bishop, and then you just weakened your king side. Yeah, I quite like Wasp's position also, but I like Stockfish's position a little bit more. Let's again see both evaluations. Stockfish thinks it's +1 and Wasp thinks it's plus 0.5. So it's better for white. Both engines think it's better for white, but this can change. Okay, we have to move knight to e7. And now... I don't know, maybe a3, just to stop anything here on the... any a3 here by black. And then c6 maybe, followed by b5 and rook here. Or after c6 maybe even bishop here. If takes, then queen takes, and then there is a terrible threat of knight to g4. So you don't take the bishop, of course, you play something else, for example b5, then takes. Okay, we don't have this. We have something else. We have to move bishop to g4, attacking the knight. Yeah, maybe with ideas of knight takes here, pawn takes, and bishop to f3, followed by takes, and queen here, and the form pawn will win eventually. See what wasp comes up with. Maybe something like queen here to go out of the pin. Then knight takes, and bishop there. To get rid of this knight, to be able to play bishop to f6. But then maybe f6 by black. Taking here maybe. Taking there. How is this? This is equal, I would say. So something like this doesn't work for white. Yeah, we have to move queen d7. Let's follow this through. Knight takes. I doubt that knight takes is played though. Maybe g4. Now knight takes, pawn takes, bishop here, and now bishop there. Takes with the terrible threat of queen here. Also the defending thing of knight here is taken care of. So maybe something like this is gonna be played. Maybe g4, queen e7. Okay, queen d7. I will go for something like g4. This looks very nasty. Then black has to take and go here with the bishop, and then something like this. Okay, you cannot take the bishop, but you can maybe do something else. For example, something like knight here to attack the bishop again. Then maybe pawn here even. But okay, this could be played, but I don't see a win for white here either. It looks pretty aggressive, but I don't see a win here for white. You can go for something like this though. It's not bad either. Okay, g4. Oh, we have a move there. We don't have g4, we have the move a3. Okay, this one I looked before. Okay, now wasps should play something. Maybe f6, attacking the bishop. Pawn takes f6, knight takes f6, and bishop here. Maybe then c6, just any move. Just want to think here something. This also looks a little bit better for white. a3. Now we have this move, knight takes. I will go for pawn takes and switch a rook on the b file. Knight takes, pawn takes, knight here. Okay, pawn here. Okay, knight here doesn't work. Maybe now bishop here. This pawn is now protected. But okay, maybe bishop here now. Takes, knight here. Queen here to defend the pawn. You could also go for something like this, attacking the queen. But after this the pawn is lost here. So you cannot play something like this. That's white. Defend the pawn. But bishop e4 doesn't make any sense though. So we have to move rook f to e8. Now maybe g4. Bishop here and bishop there. This could be something. This could be something here. Okay, we don't have this. We rather have the move rook to e1. Let's see what implication this move has. Okay, maybe not bishop e4. Very interesting game though. Bishop e4. Maybe something like c4. Bishop takes knight, c6, d4, d takes, knight takes, queen, bishop takes, queen takes, and we have 5 against 5. This should be equal. But in some lines, so also the 5 pawn will hang because the bishop is also on it. Okay, we have to move bishop to e4 now. Okay, we have this takes. wait a bit. Rook f e8, rook f e1, bishop e4, and now we have to move knight to h2. Okay, with the plan of hopping in here to here, so now Stockfish starts some attack, probably. Yeah, this looks like a plan to me. What is wasp doing there? Maybe king h1 to meet this with knight to g8, but this looks quite desperate already. Maybe just ignore this and make some counterplay on the queen side, b5. Yeah, we have b5. Now knight g4 I will play. Knight g4. Yeah, okay, b5 has the idea to stop c4 to kick the knight. So now the knight defends it via here, this square. But what is if you go f3 now? Then maybe this doesn't help. Okay, the bishop has to go back. Okay, and what about this check anyway? Knight takes, bishop takes, pawn takes, queen here, g4, and this looks to me as why black just lost a piece, so this you cannot do. Check. King here, and also g4, and this looks like black has lost a piece. Okay, we don't have this. After knight g4 we have the move rook e to b8. What about this check? Okay, you have to take. Bishop takes. Oh, okay, we don't have this. We have bishop here first to exchange. I get a phone call. Hallo Mama, kann ich dir zugrufen? Ich mache gerade ein Video. Ja, wegen was hast du mir angerufen? Mhm. Mhm. Das mache ich ja. Okay. Tschüss. Okay, we have to move bishop f6. And now the bishop moves back to f8. Doesn't this just win on the spot? Because you have to take it and then queen takes, and how to defend against the mate. Oh, see. Yeah, but g4. Oh no, the queen is attacked. Okay, this defense you can defend. Okay, so maybe something else here. Bishop f8. Queen f4 attacking the bishop. Bishop moves there. Bishop goes back. Flip a knight here. Okay, we have queen f4, but Don't know. Let's see both evaluations from both engines. Stockfish thinks it's winning for white, and Wasp doesn't see all the danger yet. The bishop goes where? Where does the bishop go? Could also defend it with queen here, attacking this pawn right here, but then this something like that maybe. But then this wins, because now you don't have the square g4 available, and now you cannot defend anymore. So the bishop goes back, and now we have the move e4, d5. Wow, this is a pawn sacrifice. This is a pawn sacrifice. If you take with the bishop, what then? Maybe rook takes, and if you ever take with the knight, then this is lost here, because you cannot defend against the mate here on g7. So you can never take with the knight. You have to take with the, and if you take with the queen, then there is this secure, and you get the exchange back, or you get something back at least. So you have to take with the pawn. Then maybe knight here. No. Yeah, knight here, check. Bishop takes, queen takes, you have to defend. Queen goes back, and maybe something like this. Okay, we have the move bishop takes. I would go rook takes now. I don't know, I don't see a continuation after rook takes. Okay, we have the move bishop d3. This was the idea of the pawn sacrifice. Bishop to d3. Yeah, okay, this is a good idea. This is a good idea. I quite like this. Because now if some random move comes, knight here is threatened again, because this doesn't help now. You can just swap it off, and then there is no defense against queen g7 mate. But why couldn't you play this immediately? Maybe because of queen here threatening mate. Yeah, but this one is just crushing. I don't know why you couldn't do this immediately. But okay, no, not this. Queen f4, bishop b7, d5, bishop takes, and bishop d3. Okay, the queen goes back to be able to play queen here to defend. Not a Stockfish side here. The pieces look quite good. The pawn sacrifice makes sense because it's on the queen somehow a little bit. So it's just more aggressive. But it's a deep pawn sacrifice. It's a very deep one. What is Stockfish coming up with here in this position? And let's see both evaluations now. We have the move h4. So let's see both evaluations after h4. Okay, wasp thinks it's much better for white, and Stockfish thinks it's winning for white. So h4, h5, is h5 a threat? Takes. And there are maybe some bishop sacrifices. It's very hard to defend this. Let's see. c5 is what wasp is planning to do. h4 takes. Queen here. Takes. Knight here, check. Takes, threatening mate. And this is gonna be checkmate, so okay, you cannot take the pawn because, yeah, well, if you take here, then this leads to checkmate also. So you cannot take the pawn here after h5. So maybe c5. Maybe c5 here. c4. Pawn takes. Bishop takes. Pawn takes here. Check, the king has to take it. And now queen here, check. The king has to go there. Where is the mate? Probably somewhere around the corner. It looks desperate here for black already. There is this threat of checking here. I don't know if there is a mate. I somehow screwed this. Okay, you don't have to. You can also go back with the bishop. After c4, just go back with the bishop. Do we have a move? h5, no. Just go back with the bishop. And yeah, black is pretty hopeless here. Maybe some random move like this. Takes. You can never take with this pawn because then this is gonna be mate. Or at least you lose a lot of stuff here. Takes. Queen here. Have to go back. Queen here, maybe to sacrifice a knight even. But I don't know if this... wait, not here. Checking there. You have to give up the bishop and this is gonna be mate. So you cannot take with the... You have to take with the f pawn. This also looks pretty hopeless. Check. Have to give it up. Okay, we have a move here. Yeah, we don't have c5 because c5 doesn't make any sense to me. We have the move rook here and rook there. Yeah, this is just building up the pressure. The rook comes to the h5 and this is gone here. The bishop goes there. Rook h3 just to sacrifice a whole rook here, sacrificing the rook. Taking there, so now you really cannot take here. Okay, now it's fast here. Attacking the queen. Queen g5. Okay. I just enjoy here how this is gonna end, because I already know that Stockfish will win this. Let's see both evaluations after this move. Here this defends a little bit also. Yeah, we have +10 and +6, so Stockfish is just crushing the wasp engine. F takes, okay, of course, defending here, leaving this rook, and this rook cannot be taken. I will show you in the analysis why it cannot be taken. Wow, rook sacrifice, bam, rook takes, the other rook is coming in, rook takes here, this is just all over, rook takes rook. No, I will play bishop takes g7. But I don't know, there, yeah, bishop takes g7. We have, yeah, look at all the pieces around black's king. This is over. Bishop takes d1 we have. Now bishop takes here, check, discovered check. The king has nowhere to go, so maybe bishop in front. Bishop takes. Bishop or rook takes. Okay, wasp resigned the game after all. Okay, yeah, thanks for watching here. Now I show you what would happen if you take the rook, because it went so fast then that I couldn't haven't got any time to show you. Okay, what had Stockfish in mind while sacrificing the rook on d1? What had he in mind? Okay, here this is all theory. a3. Yeah, this maneuver I quite liked here. So if you take the rook right here, new variation, then it's a mate in 5 with knight here, check, have to take, queen takes, threatening mate. So for example, if you play knight f5 to defend against the mate, then just take it and then sacrifice the queen, and this is all over. So this is the first variation Stockfish had in mind. If you play queen here first, then you have to move queen takes here, sacrificing the queen. King takes, only move. Pawn takes here, check. Only move is to go there, and then the rook comes in, and this is mate. So it doesn't really matter what you do, you get mated if you take the rook on d1. Okay, thanks for watching and see you next time. Ciao.